Welcome back, everyone. Now, of course, we had CPI come out yesterday. I didn't talk about it on my video yesterday morning because it just hit. I hadn't had time to read the report, but I want to talk to you a little bit about that this morning. There's some things I'm seeing in the numbers that I don't see anyone else talking about, so we're going to address that issue. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name's Josiah and I trade stocks and cryptocurrencies for a living. And if you hate making money, this is not the channel for you. If you're perfectly content with your 401k or going out and investing in the indexes and making 8-10% a year, not your guy. But if you want to learn how to make real generational wealth, escape from the rat race, and become financially free, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Let's make some money. Now, if you ever want more information, if you want to be able to ask me questions directly, I can't talk this morning, make sure join the Discord, top link right below this video. Now, what am I talking about? Now, yesterday's inflation come in right on where they was expecting. We had core inflation 5.5. Overall, we was at 4.9, exactly what they was expecting it to be. We didn't beat, we didn't falter on it, just right where the analyst had us at. But what I want to talk about, because the Fed, they look at the core inflation. Now, any of us out there that's going to the grocery store or anything knows that even though we had a peak inflation of right at 10% and we've supposedly come down to around 5%, when you look at the price of what's in the stores, it's still basically exactly the same. They want to brag about how gas is around $3.50 a gallon, where it was $4.50 a gallon a year ago, and say that's come down. Well, that has come down a little bit from there, but they seem to forget that just the year before that we only had about $2 gas prices and under. So we're still really feeling the pain out there in our everyday lives. And the Fed, they like to look at the core CPE numbers, or CPI numbers, I'm sorry. And this is what I want to talk about, because I don't hear anyone else talking about this. And that is, everybody's expecting Jerome Powell to pivot very, very soon. Potentially no more rate hikes. And the problem I have with that, and I'm the first to say, I understand that every time he does a rate hike, it can take up to 18 months for that to fully implement. So there's lots of things going to be happening based on what he's already done in the next 6 to 12 months. But with that being said, if I'm Jerome Powell and I'm out here saying that I'm going to break the back of inflation, I want to see inflation down around 2%, and yet core inflation is still sitting at around 5.5%. The problem is, since December's core inflation was 5.6. So in 5 months' time, we've only managed to come down 0.1% on core inflation. Now, just using those metrics, if we was to take that and say, how long is it going to take us to get down to even just 2.5%, that would mean a 3% drop from where we are now. And at 1% every, or 0.1% every 5 months, that means it'd take us 150 months, or about 10.5 years, to get us down there. Now, that's the definition of sticky inflation, or stagflation, that Jerome Powell has come out and said he absolutely does not want to see. So if that's the narrative, and we're seeing this inflation becoming sticky, becoming entrenched at this 5.5% mark, there's a really good chance, in my opinion, that he's not letting off the gas yet. That he's not going to stop here, because even though inflation overall is coming down, he's made it very clear he's looking at that core inflation. And that core inflation really hasn't gone anywhere in the last 5 months. And like I said, if you're a consumer out there, you know that even when you're looking at energy, looking at food prices, you're not doing any better week to week on your paycheck. If you're out there living paycheck to paycheck, it's a tough time out there right now, which is why I want to see everyone become financially free so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Times like this, crisis, is when the most money can be made out there in the stock market. So if you're not out there in the market, if you're not investing, I would suggest you start learning. Follow along with me. Paper trade. Start getting that confidence so that you can get out there and be a part of this wealth transfer that's taking place and is going to continue taking place probably over the next year to year and a half. There's a lot of money to be made, and you have not missed your chance to be able to completely change your life and the life of your family if you're willing to put in the time, put in the effort to do so. So that's kind of my message. I just wanted to throw that out there. Nobody seems to be talking about this. Everybody is just euphoric and excited that he could be pivoting, but he said multiple times that he does not want to see stagflation, and that's exactly what I'm seeing at this point. We're not seeing prices of goods coming down. We're not seeing the core CPE dropping. And overall, CPI, even though it is coming down, I don't know why I keep wanting to say CPE this morning. We're supposed to be having the producer price index come out, the PPI, but I have no idea why I keep trying to say CPE. But the CPI numbers is coming down, but just slightly. I mean, we come down another 0.1%, and this is still a very slow decline. And the core CPI, there I go again, just is not going anywhere. So I just wanted to throw that out there, give you something to think about, look into. I haven't heard anyone else talking about it, so I wanted to throw it out there and see what everyone else thought. As always, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you're out there trading, or if there's something that you'd like me to do some chart work on and take a look at. Make sure, join us over there on the Discord. We're going to build out a great community. We've got some great people in there already. Talk about the stock market, talk about the crypto markets, and talk about investing in general. Maybe you got a real estate deal. Whatever it is, if it's putting your money to work for you instead of you working for money, we're all about it. So until next time, be blessed, and remember, never trade with your emotions. Always trade by the numbers.